The agreement between the Fort Nelson First Nation and the Northern Rockies Regional Municipality will see an allowable annual cut of around 217,000 cubic meters per year from 191,571 hectares of government lands. Meanwhile, the allowable cut to the Fort Nelson TSA will see an increase from 1.6 million cubic meters to just over 2.5 million.
It has been a horrible downturn in the economy in Fort Nelson. And this revitalization of the forest industry is a huge piece in getting that back up and running.
Hits to the oil and forest industries have crippled the Fort Nelson economy over the last decade, but with the agreements, Foster hopes to see the revival of an OSB plant within the community.
The revival of an OSB plant would mean 400 or 500 jobs to our area, which is a huge impact on a town of about 4,000 people.
It's positive change for the struggling forest industry. Last month, Louisiana Pacific announced they will close their OSB mill in Fort St. John indefinitely in August. Canfor followed that up with the announcement of temporary curtailments at their pulp mill in Taylor. And just this past week, the district of Fort St. James declared a financial crisis following the closure of a sawmill, leaving 226 people unemployed.
All of British Columbia is pretty challenged here with the loss of fiber through forest fires, through mountain pine beetle, and through caribou recovery efforts. And the Northern Rockies is the only forest district where there's actually an increase.
With the new partnership, Foster says it shows that the communities are 100% behind growing the forestry industry.
I've worked closely with Chief Gale, and now we're seeing the outcome of this.
Foster's goal is to make Fort Nelson a net contributor, meaning it contributes more to the provincial budget than it receives back from it. With these announcements, he feels the community is on the right track to achieving their goal. Christian Davino, CJDC-TV News, Dawson Creek.